Yo, it's your boy Jay Ice representing the Bronx, New York, and this is the Madman's Rant. Today, I wanted to talk about the Russian invasion of Ukraine and how it mirrors the formation of the United States of America and the Jewish state of Israel. Now, I've been catching a lot of heat online. Had my account flagged recently for saying that what Vladimir Putin is doing to Ukraine is really not much different, slightly different, but not much, than what the first American colonizers or settlers did when they destroyed the indigenous Americans, the real Americans, the actual American people who lived here for untold thousands of years. When they were wiped out by the first American colonizers and settlers, who I'm sure they would refer to as invaders, terrorists, oppressors, murderers, if they were still here to tell. But when you watch American news media coverage, it's like Vladimir Putin is the new Hitler. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a fucking Fox News contributor. I ain't no big fan of Vladimir Putin. I actually don't give a shit about Putin. I don't give a fuck about Russia. I don't give a shit about Ukraine either. You know, if I'm just being completely and totally honest. And I'm pretty sure if a few weeks ago you would have asked people in Russia or Ukraine how much they gave a shit about black Americans, they would have said the same thing that I did. Either they don't give a shit or they haven't given much thought at all. And I wouldn't be mad at them for saying that. We're a fucking world apart. I personally think that we focus too much on Ukraine and too many other foreign fucking countries instead of fixing the fucking wholesale problems in the shithole of a country that we fucking got here now. But I digress. Vladimir Putin is attesting that this war that he has begun is to prevent further expansion of NATO into his country. His defense is that he's doing this in his country, in the name of defending his country's sovereign territory. He doesn't want NATO putting missiles and shit on his borders. Some people think that's not an unreasonable request. If that is the actual truth, if that is the actual fact, I don't think that's an unreasonable request to say, yo, don't be putting cannons and motherfucking missiles and shit on my borders, threatening my fucking people. Shit makes me a little nervous. I might say the same thing if I was the fucking president of a particular country. Don't put your shit on my borders, homie. Fuck us up with that. I happen to believe that Vladimir Putin, like most politicians, like most dictators in particular, is full of fucking shit. I happen to believe that he just wants to take back all the land that once belonged to the great USSR, and that his ultimate goal is to reunite that once great nation in its entirety. That's my personal belief. Doesn't make me a difference one way or another. But my point is that Putin, in a position of strength, has seen something that he wants, and he has decided that he is going to take it by any means necessary. Is that not the same thing that Andrew Jackson did? I know people don't like that kind of shit, you know. We want to whitewash American history now, you know, and under the guise of stopping critical race theory. It's bullshit. They don't want to teach our children the truth about the savagery and the barbarism that the founding fathers engaged in. That they accomplished great things, yes. Look at the country that we're living in. That's some question. You live in the greatest country in the world, and it came at a great cost to everybody but them. They didn't pay shit. The original Americans, the real Americans, got wiped the fuck out. Now they live on fucking reservations across this country in the worst conditions, even worse than fucking black people. Like, forget about it. It's not even close to where they fucking done that. So they wiped them out, stole their entire fucking country, stole their fucking religion, stole their heritage, stole their history. Then they fucking brought us over from fucking Africa, did the same shit to us, slaughtered us, enslaved us, stole our fucking heritage, our religion, wiped our memories, pit us against each other. They did the same thing to the poor Italians when they first came over, to the poor Irish when they first came over, to the poor Chinese and Japanese. But it was done in the name of American progress, and that made them great men. So why is Vladimir Putin different from these great American men? He's seen something that he wants, and he's taking it by fucking force. He's slaughtering women and children. Sound familiar? Sound very Andrew Jackson-ish to me. And what about the formation of the Israeli nation? Nobody didn't have a problem, you know what I'm saying, when they started slaughtering Palestinians. When they bombed them and shot the shit out of them and ran them off of their fucking land and said, okay, now this ain't Palestine any fucking more, it's Israel, man. We run this shit, and if you say something, we're going to murder you motherfuckers. And we're going to build this little fenced-in motherfucking part of the country, and you got to stay the fuck in there. And if you fucking come over that motherfucking fence, we're going to kill you because you ain't Jewish and you don't belong here. Now, to be fair, Palestinians, when they was in fucking power, they didn't treat the Jewish people good at all. And I would be remiss not to bring that up. They treated the Jewish people fucked up. So, to an extent, they now reap what they sow. But my point is that we didn't call the Israelis terrorists, you know what I'm saying? We didn't say they were running an oppressive regime and there wasn't an international outcry to stop this war. They had the backing of NATO to build their country and kill the Palestinian people and steal their fucking land. So why is what Vladimir Putin, why is what Putin doing any fucking different than the people that built the country that we live in now and the people that formed the Israeli government? I'm not anti-American. I'm not pro-dictatorships. I don't like Putin. I don't like Donald Trump's. I don't like kings. But it speaks to a larger issue. You know, if you have a certain set of values, you can get the backing of the international community to slaughter and murder certain people. But if you don't, then you're a fucking Darth Vader. And you're a terrorist and you're going to destroy the world and start World War III and da-da-da-da. And it's all bullshit. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all about domination. It's all about power. We are surrounded by power-hungry motherfuckers that want to dominate and rule us all and control us all. That's what it's all about. It ain't about democracy. It ain't about freedom. It ain't about NATO expansion. It's about all these motherfuckers suffer from the same fucking disease, wickedness. Wickedness. The incessant need to fucking dominate and control and tell other people what the fuck to do, how to think, how to live, how to act, what to think, what to believe. That's what's at the heart of all of these things. It's not about religious freedom, political freedom, none of that. It's about domination. It's about control. The first American invaders came here because they were being dominated and controlled in their original homelands in Europe. So they came here and they killed the real Americans and took control of their land so they could have control. The Israelis were tired of being controlled and dominated by the Palestinians, so they murdered them and wiped them out and took their country with the backing of fucking NATO. And now Vladimir Putin is doing the same thing. But the American founding fathers are seen as heroes. The people that founded the Israeli nation are seen as heroes. Because they share a certain ideology. They share certain principles. And those principles are in line with one another and with the international community at large. But murder is murder. Slaughter is slaughter. Taking somebody's country is taking somebody's country. But that's why they say that history is written by the winners. Because it is. Even when it's fucked up and it's wrong.